if working a retail job was as miserable as it is, it taught me a lot of things regardless of how shitty it was, like communication skills. And I think that if it wasn't for that job, I would have not been able to communicate properly, or I would have not been able to have good communications. Not because of the customer service I learned, but from the people I worked with. So when you want to talk to people or learn how to talk properly, you've always got to practice, practice, practice on. And again, this is not going to be something you're going to like hearing if you're a person that hates talking to people, but you're going to have to go and talk to people. For example, because I worked in retail, the only main talking I had to do was when people had questions that, hey, where's this, where's that? And obviously that's your job, you have to do that. But there's an extra comfort zone you got to step out of, and you have to be the one to ask the customers the question. So what I mean is, when I used to work at retail, one of my coworkers said, "Hey, if you really want to get good at communicating, this is what you should do." And I stroke up a conversation with a random customer, made up some bullshit thing about how there's a contest in our department about which apples people like. And I asked this guy, and he's like, "Oh, I like these green apples, Granny Smith." I said, "Oh, really? That's really like that's cool. A lot of people, blah blah blah." And I know it sounds really ridiculous what I just explained to you, because it is, but at the same time, this is really good for improving your communication skills, because as you keep doing stuff like that, you'll be able to talk more and more. And a controversial communication tactic I was told, and I've definitely tried before, like once, and is when you go to a club or a bar, and again, it's stepping out of your comfort zone. If you're someone that doesn't like clubbing or you know, bar, then obviously this doesn't apply to you in this context, but there are some things you can apply this to when it comes to anywhere you are. But for example, when people are going out to the bars and club, I don't want to get too into specifics what I mean, because it's controversial in a sense, but there's always, when you're talking to this girl, there's always that one friend that always, that's like says, "Hey, she's not interested." That what I'm talking about. And a lot of the times, instead of ignoring, because a lot of the times when people go to clubs and to meet a girl, you have to go with their friend, in a sense of like, because if they're friends, you don't want to leave one out, because then you won't be able to have the chance with the other one. So you have to go with the other friend. And again, some situations comes where you're not attracted to this person because of who they are, how they look. Again, controversial, I get it, but what I mean is, you can talk to this person and fuck up what you're saying. Like, ask the dumbest fucking questions to someone you're not interested in and see how they react. And that's what I'm saying. You're practicing talking, talking, talking. And if you're talking to someone you don't like, you don't give a fuck what they're gonna think about you, because you don't like them already. So why make them like you even more, right? You don't want that. So use it as practice. Communicate with someone that you don't really care to see have a future with, or have any relationship in this, or have any, do anything. And this is what's funny about this, is like, you don't need to do it. You don't need to go to a bar slash club and do this. You could literally do this anywhere, because quite frankly, everybody you talk to that's a stranger is not going to affect your life in any negative way, any shape or form as well. I mean, obviously, there might be, depending on what you ask, but if you're just asking basic information, you're never going to see these people again. You're more likely, like, I highly recommend talking to someone on the street than going to the club and then practicing on the one friend no one likes, because you're going to a club, they'll probably be there next weekend anyway. So again, I think that communicating is really not hard, but what you need to understand is, you got to go over this slumps of like, and understand that talking to people is not as hard. But if you want to know how to talk to the people that aren't going to impact your life. And what I mean is, try to change your perspective on people you see walking on the street. Strangers will say hello to you, that's it. But funny enough, that is a form of communicating, because it's building up your confidence. Saying hi to someone can lead to so much other things, because you're doing it so much that saying hello is the one of the most used topic starting words. Hey, how's it going? Hello, how are you? You know what I mean? So you, by saying hello to just someone you're walking past, will just help you build up that confidence. And I had seen in a comment, I can't remember, but I'm gonna put it up if I find it. And it's saying how someone was going to a grocery store and would talk to the person at the front, the cashier. That is another good thing. You just talk to the person in the drive-thru that you see, when you're ordering your McDonald's or whatever. You just say, hey, how's it going? Those small interactions with people are what's going to build up your confidence in talking to people over time. It's not going to be an overnight thing, but the more you do it, the more you'll get used to talking to anybody. And then the more you do that, then you're in luck. You've got great communication skills. It's really not that hard to get, but I get it from a standpoint of anxiety and introvert. And if you're an introvert, it's not easy to just go up to someone and say anything. So that's why I'm giving you the basics of you just saying hello to someone will go a long way in the distant future, because you're already you're trying to get comfortable with yourself saying hello to a random stranger, to a random person. Therefore, you're able to talk to them. But anyways, I don't want to keep rambling. And before I end this video, as the time of recording this, it's been a few days since I've hit 100 subscribers, and the previous videos I posted were already pre-made videos, so I didn't really get the chance to say thank you. So I just wanted to, make this video here and tell you guys thank you at the end. And if you're sticking around, then, I respect you. You're probably a subscriber. And honestly, it's crazy to think that at the time of this recording, again, it's been less than a month. In 3 days, actually, it's going to be a month, and I'm going to have a video saying how posting for a month has changed my life or something like that. And honestly, I just want to thank you for how fast we've been growing. I mean, I'm not doing this for money. I'm not doing this for fame. I'm not doing this to build a huge following. I'm building this to give advice to people, because I feel like talking about things that I've went through, and I think that would be useful to someone that's looking for it, will help them. Because I don't have the best vocabulary. I don't have the best, knowledgeable things. So I'm saying, I like to think that I'm thinking very basically when I say these things. And because I do, I feel like it can make it a lot easier for you, the viewer, hearing and understanding. And, it gets through. So these videos have been really fun to make for me, because, I'm kind of just going off the top of my head when I make these. And, it gets me to talk. It gets me to speak about things, even if it's uncomfortable, even if it's, I don't feel like I should, or, either way, it's good for me to talk. It's good for me to, put something out there that's used, for positive reasons, and that will continue being positive. And wait for this. I hit a trick shot for once. I know in my videos I've been posting a lot of trick shots, but I fucking hit finally. Okay, on Plutonium. I actually hit on a 360 today, twice. 3 times already. In the last 2 days I hit on the 360. Crazy. Either way, again, I'm rambling. It's been Fellow. I hope you guys have a great day. And remember, stay smart, and thank you for 100 subscribers.